everybody! This is Jpar of the We Promise Nothing show.
And this is Myles.
This is Zub.
I think Da Boo's here too.
I think so, and I think we're gonna review X-Men Apocalypse. That's right. We got a spoiler version for you, and we got a non-spoiler version for you. First, we're gonna go over just our first impressions of the movie, give it a rating, and then we flip over into spoiler town. X-Men Apocalypse. This one's rated PG-13, released by Fox and directed by Bryan Singer. It stars James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, Jennifer Lawrence, Nicholas Hoult, Oscar Isaac, Olivia Munn, Sophie Turner, and many more. And it's... Well, what do I say about this movie?
Do you need a moment there?
I might need a moment. I don't even want to start. Zub, why don't you tell me what you think of X-Men Apocalypse?
Well, okay.
Now he's turning in... Okay, wait, you're gold blooming. Relax.
Well, the sun's in my eyes. I got the shades already. So, X-Men Apocalypse.
Life will find a way.
Exactly.
And just like Life and X-Men, they find a way to make another movie out of this franchise. So what do you think of that?
Well, without saying anything, spoiler-wise, basically, he definitely made good. He made up for a lot of previous mistakes with his X-Men movies. And, in short...
Such as?
Oh, you want me to go into
Well, no,
detail?
you don't have to go into that much detail.
Well, okay, basically, there's a nice,
okay, so let's just say you like it better.
There's a nice line in there referencing the previous trilogy, and it made up. That was one of the best parts of the movie. Just that one section.
Just that joke. We'll get into that in the spoiler time when we talk about that some more. But you're saying you liked it better than previous versions. Very good. First impression, Boo.
You know what? I got mixed feelings myself. I did enjoy the movie. I can't deny that. I just feel like there were some moments that could have needed a little bit more. I don't know. There was just something missing. That's part of the reason why I have a hard time, thinking back on this movie. It had a lot of beautiful moments, a lot of great moments too, action-wise, I might add, which I'm not going to go into detail yet. But in terms of the character development, there's a lot of areas where it was a big hit and miss. I feel like this was, again, a reintroduction to some of the characters we had seen in previous movies. They certainly are not the same versions. I don't mind the direction they're bringing this. I really don't. But I feel like the execution this time around just didn't quite hit it the way I thought it would. But yeah, it was a really good movie, though. Action-wise, I'm going to say that's what probably saved it.
All right. I know when I watched this, I was a bit trepidatious, as I am with every X-Men movie I go and see, because, let's be honest, in my opinion, I don't think X-Men movies are really done well. Or I didn't really like the first one. I'm not even a fan that much of the original trilogy. I'm just a fan of it just because it's X-Men. You know what I mean? But if it wasn't for X-Men, I wouldn't give a shit about those movies. But like you said, Zub, I like this one better than the previous editions I've seen. I like a lot better than a lot of previous X-Men movies I've seen. I didn't expect much of it because I was hearing some heat about it being a bad movie. But you know what? It's better that I didn't expect much because I think I became pleased of the end result. What's your first impression, Myles?
I am like the Boo. I have mixed feelings about it. It was good. Good action, really good choreography, really good special effects. The action right off the hop is pretty amazing. But I found there wasn't enough character development, and there was a lot of hollow people that could have cut right out of the movie. You wouldn't even know.
Jubilee. Sorry.
Man, you really hate Jubilee, don't you?
Yeah. But I really like the nods.
Spoiler alert, Zub hates Jubilee.
Yeah. There was some really good nods to X-Men 92 in there, and like
that
Zub,
I will agree with.
And like Zub was saying there, it's like they took a page out of Deadpool's book and they made fun of themselves. And just one particular moment, and everybody in the theater was laughing because they got it, and I thought that was pretty cool. I feel like Deadpool opened the door for this movie a little bit.
It did. I feel like it did too. I feel like Fox is starting to listen to the fans more now. And like now that I've seen Deadpool, I've seen this, and I've seen Days of Future Past, I really believe they're starting to just listen to what the fans are saying, and they're starting to move these X-Men movies in I like the direction it's moving in. For the first time, I'm very excited about the future of these X-Men movies.
Me too. But should we get into the spoiler stuff in a bit, or should we rate it?
Well, we are going to have to give it a rating, so why don't we start with Zub, since I started with you. You could give me a rating, and then you can tell me why it deserves that rating without getting into spoilers once again.
Okay, I'll keep it short. 4 out of 5, and the reason I think it's basically the second best.
You're saying it's a 4?
4 out of 5.
Yep. Okay.
And I don't know if anyone considered around the table here if we consider Deadpool an X-Men movie, because
Yes.
there's been talk about that. Okay, so it's the second best X-Men movie.
Okay. So the first best with the X-Men team in it, but as an X-Men franchise, it's your second favorite after Deadpool.
Right.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's really hard to put a number to this one, I feel like. I'll say this, because it is a movie that I was, enjoying from beginning to end. I really had very few moments where I'd have to pick at it too often, but because there are more than I had thought, I don't know, maybe 3.5 out of 5. I'm not saying it's going to be a harsh number, but it's not deserving of something more like a 4 out of 5. That's my opinion, anyway.
Okay. I am also going to give it a 4 like Zub. And I even probably rank it... I had a hard time. I went back and forth when I thought about it after I saw the movie. I went back to a 4.5 to a 4 because I really enjoyed it. I felt for the first time they really captured like the X-Men right. Like I felt like there was an X-Men battle happening. It was like almost like watching the cartoon in some ways. And the throwbacks to the 90s I really liked. Just there's certain little things which I'll get into in the spoilers what the throwbacks are, but just nice little things to show that, hey, this is happening. Did I say 90s or 80s? Sorry.
90s.
It did happen in the 80s, though. It was 83 that it took place. So there's a lot of 80s throwbacks, not 90s throwbacks. 90s throwbacks to the X-Men comics, but 80s throwbacks because that's the time that this set takes place. But, yeah, so I enjoyed all that. It really... built on the lore of the X-Men. It felt more X-Men to me than some of the previous incarnations. So I'm gonna go with my 4.
And I'm going to give it a 3.5.
This is pretty even up numbers here.
I was going to give it a 3, but there's one character in particular that just sailed away with the movie and just took it to a whole new level. Made me forget a lot of things that happened before and a little bit after. So
could we all agree on the same character here is what you're about
I don't know if
to
we're
mention?
allowed to.
We're not going to get into that just yet. We're so close.
Good point.
Okay, all right. So
Good point.
3.5.
Calm down, Boo. Calm down. I know you're excited. All right, so we have a 4. We have a 3.5 from Boo. We have a 4 from me. We have another 3.5 from Myles. So guess what? Not as bad as Rotten Tomatoes makes it out to be. They make it sound like it was a franchise killer, that it was so awful. Like, get out of town. This movie is enjoyable to watch. So just go out and enjoy it. You should be going out and enjoying these superhero movies. Stop sitting back and trying to nitpick at everyone. Just because I criticize Batman vs. Superman doesn't mean everyone's got to go out and start nitpicking all these other movies. Or just because everyone shat on Batman vs. Superman doesn't mean you got to go out and pick on that movie. I mean, make your own decisions. Go and see these superhero movies and enjoy them.
No, that's
You guys
a good
agree?
point. I agree, yeah.
Yeah, basically, if there's any type of superhero movie, okay, aside from Fantastic Four, because
Except for Fantastic Four.
buyer beware with that franchise, but everything else, just go see it first before you read anything on Rotten Tomatoes, because it really doesn't seem very trustworthy anymore. With when it comes to superhero movies, at least, it's way off base. Because from what Jay saw, probably the same article I saw. I don't know if everyone else saw the same article, but basically, it was like the second lowest rating next to X-Men Last Stand, and also X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Come on, you can't even compare. Like Last Stand and those Wolverine movies are so bad. That's way off base. This movie is good. I would give freaking Wolverine movies a 2.5 on this. The only reason he gets that, even gets a 2.5 is because it is an X-Men movie.
Well, it's because it's Wolverine.
And because it's Wolverine. If it wasn't for that, then it would be way down lower on the list. He'd be sitting down there with Superman 2.
Whoa.
That's a deep cut.
Superman 4 is the worst. Come on, get it right. Crush for peace, okay?
Alright, so that's the end of our non-spoiler review. Stay tuned or click on the link in the right-hand corner if you want to hear the spoiler version.
Go for it.
So this is Jpar signing out.
Myles leaving the building.
Zuby seeing you soon.
And Boo going bye-bye.
All right, and everybody, that was our review of X-Men Apocalypse. Good night.